What's good, Bill? Everything good?
Everything good back in the hood.
Yeah. Back in the hood, man. 2025, you heard?
Life is good. Bright future. 25 gonna be the year. Playtime. Time to shine. Straight up.
Tell me about your channel, Bill. BX Wild Bill channel.
BX Wild Bill is popping. I got my channel coming up to YouTube. I got some things going on. Some things are going to be laid out in the future. Some nice things, some nice interviews, some nice talk. A couple of jewels I'm going to be dropping, relevant, things that's relevant, current events. I'm going to touch on a little bit of everything on my page. It ain't going to just be all jail, war stories, and street war stories, glorifying that. I'm not on that no more. I'm not living like that. I'm living good, I'm living better, I'm living life. Got kids, got grandkids. I ain't got the energy to be running around acting crazy like a knucklehead, like I ain't learned nothing. I done learned a lot. And now it's time for me to teach and preach. That's what it's about, Show these kids how to get their weight up, how to get things in life, Like homeboy said in not belly, what's that? Baby boy, bread and butter. You gotta know the difference, man. Fuck all these spending $1,000 on a pair of pants and all that. I'm not doing that. I'm spending $1,000, a couple $1,000 on a mortgage. Spend that on clothes, materialistic stuff that you can't get no gain, no worth with it. Wasting money, wasting time. You could be doing better things in life. Invest that money. You done spend $10,000 on pants and ain't realize it. Come on, man. Don't make no sense. $1,000, $1,500 on leather jackets, man. Come on. And half the time, them joints don't even keep you warm. If you're doing what you gotta do, you don't need to spend $1,500 on a jacket, because you will have a house and you will have a warm house and you will have a nice car. And you ain't gonna be on the block, because if you're doing what you're supposed to, you in and out. Yep. This is like a flu that I'm outside. This ain't no everyday thing. Dudes talk about they outside. Now I'm not outside, I'm inside. I pay too much on my mortgage to be hanging out on the street. I want to be in my house where it's comfortable.
Yep.
Enjoy that. I'm spending all that money on it,
Yep.
So get back to this camera, man.
It's ready. You want to get in the car, start the interview?
All right. I thought this was the start of the interview, but
it
it's
is
not.
The start. It is the start. But we gotta get in the car so they can really hear you.
All right, they can hear me out here.
All right, yeah, we'll stay right here.
So come on, we gonna go in the car though. Yeah. I'm just saying, I thought this,
It is a start. Our famous TV, we gonna get down to it, you heard? You know how we do. Put this out. Yep. Good money.
Still got it, Jesse. You're not in the camera, man.
I don't gotta be in the camera like that, bro. You gotta be. They hear me loud and clear. You heard?
Okay.
BX Wild Bill, L Famous channel, and we starting out. What's the name of this the channel we starting?
The War Report, man.
The War Report, B. You heard? The War Report, man.
So far tonight was a blessed night.
An
epic night.
Went down to Club Matrix, had a nice time. Had the kids with us. You know how I go.
Food was good.
Food was excellent.
We got the VIP treatment. Got to walk around. See the VIP room. Children in the VIP room. It's all love. We got all special treatment. Got two legends in the building. L Famous Wild Bill. That's how it's supposed to be.
And we ran into Pee Wee. Shout out to Pee Wee from Harlem.
Shout out to Pee Wee from Harlem.
You heard?
Maybe he's in a black-owned establishment, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's blissful. So now we're gonna sit down. We're gonna give you a little entertainment. That was just the beginning, you know. With this right here, we're gonna talk. We're gonna talk that talk, you know.
So Bill, let's cut to the cheese, B. Where you from in the BX, bro?
I'm from the West Side, man. I'm originally from Grand Avenue, but you know, I hung out in 66 West Tremont.
Mm-hmm.
That's the building that looked like the Carter, and it looked like a castle. Wasn't nothing around it back in the day. It was like the type was like Castle Grayskull. You just ain't come in that building if you wasn't invited. The police didn't even want to come in that building. They tell other officers, never go in this building by yourself. Make sure you have backup before you go in the building. That's what type of building it was.
Where was Castle Grayskull located?
You know, so that's 66 West Tremont. That's between Grand and Grand across the street.
On the hill, right?
On the hill.
Yeah.
They built the school next to it now.
All right.
And they built another building next to it. Before, it was all a vacant lot. All around it. The building looked like it was somewhat condemned. But that was $1 million building. Dudes made some good money in that building over the years. You know?
So who you grew up with over there? Cause there's a lot of official dudes from over there. Harrison and all them, Sean and all that. So you grew up right over there with all them dudes.
Listen, let me tell you something. I'm a little different,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because I was one that left the block.
Mm-hmm.
And I messed with dudes on 176 and Davidson, Dog Mob.
Mm-hmm.
I messed with a couple of dudes from the family.
Mm-hmm.
I ran with dudes from Burnside and Harrison, dudes from 183rd. And I mingled with so many different people, so many different crews, even dudes from McCoon's. I messed with them before things went sour. So I was one of the dudes that they showed me much love because they know I was official. I was putting that work since I was young. I would fight a grown man and didn't care. And if you had a fight with me, you knew you had a fight with me because I'm not going to stop. And if you too big and you taking advantage of me, I'm still not going to stop. I'm just going to pick something up and bust upside your head. So the respect that I got in that neighborhood, in that hood, that was like from 176 to 183rd. That was like 3 train stops or 4 train stops. You had 176, Burnside, 183rd.
Mm-hmm.
3 train stops in that little area. I done dealt with so many people, so many different crews, and got money with just about all the crews I messed with. Because that was the whole game plan. That was always about getting some money.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. So what age was you came out the house?
I came out the house like 11, 12 years old, real young. Maybe younger, I'm not sure, because my older brother, he used to bring me with home. And he was hanging out with dudes that was older than him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it was just like I was little Mel, you know?
That's before you was before you was Wild Bill, you was Little Mel, huh?
Yeah.
Pardon me, y'all, you heard?
Yeah. And that what you said again?
Mm-hmm. Get on the other side. I was like, what age you was when you came out the house?
I was like I said, 12 years old, man.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe younger, but I started doing my own thing at 12.
Oh, God.
And that was like, people would look at it or think, damn, 12 years, that was young. You sure? Yeah. Because that's from 12, 13 years old. I was already going to juvenile.
Mm.
You know, my brother was going out of town. He was young. He was about 15, 16. And he was already going to Baltimore, Boston, or wherever. He was doing his thing. He was going out, and he used to have mad hammers,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
bags full of money.
Mm-hmm.
He was only like 15, 16. Cars and all that.
He was going out of town?
He was going out of town. He was hiding all this from my mother.
Who he was down with, the family?
He actually put them on.
Get out of here.
He actually put them on.
Booney and them?
He actually put them on. He go back to Billy Guy before Booney and them.
Oh, all right.
He goes, Billy Guy, all of them went to school.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so he was messing with them. He took them. He was going out of town selling his little bud and all that. But all the white people, all the fans, they wanted that hard and wanted other stuff. So they was already getting money in the hood. So what my brother do, he took them out of town and put them onto the situation.
Mm.
And that's how they start going out to Baltimore and all that, getting money.
Mm.
You know, he opened the door for that. You know.
Mm. West Side is deep though.
West Side is different.
Yeah, it is different, especially up there. I used to hang up there when I, in my younger years. What school you went to up there?
I went to PS 26.
PS 26.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was on Burnside of Andrews.
Mm.
That was like 3 schools in one.
Mm.
You know, and that was different. That was different. I was so bad in that school. You hear me, L?
Mm.
When I was in 6th grade, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was really the last time I really went to school in 6th grade.
Mm-hmm.
When I was in 6th grade, and once I passed that April test, that
Mm-hmm.
that like regional test
Yeah.
that you take in April. Once the results came back in May,
Mm-hmm.
they told me, you passed, you're going to junior high school, don't come back.
Mm.
They didn't want me back in the school.
What junior
You
high
passed.
school you went to?
I went to 80, junior high school 80. I only went
Where's
to
80 at?
80's by Clinton on Mashula Park.
Oh, right, yeah, up there. All
I
right.
went to 80. I went to 80 for a couple of weeks.
I'm surprised you didn't go to 82.
Nah, my mom's ain't want me in no school in the hood. She was trying to get me out the hood
Mm-hmm.
and away from the people because, you know, she felt I'd get in more trouble if I was going to school with my friends.
Mm-hmm.
So she sent me to 80 all the way uptown, and I wound up getting caught with a hammer. I got caught with a hammer.
Mm-mm-mm. How old was that? How old was you when that
I
happened?
was like 13.
13. You got sent to Spofford or your
That was
mom
like
went and
my
got you?
4th or 5th time spot. They was tired of me by then. When I got caught with that hammer, they let me out. And then when I went to court, they remanded me. And it was it.
So you was going to Spofford from a young age.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you wasn't staying. You was just doing, what,
And I
weeks?
was in and out, in and out. But what happened, me and my co-defendant, right? He told on me on the Fed. I just been my co-defendant forever.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he told on me on the Fed case, but that's a whole nother story. So when we go back to Spofford, it was a robbery that took place that his cousins did,
Mm-hmm.
right? And the dude was driving around the police car, and when the dude pointed out JB,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't mean to say his name, but you know, when the dude pointed out the dude that snitched on me, you know what I mean? The police just took everybody that was with him. Because the man said there was a bunch of people that robbed him. He said there's a bunch of people that robbed him, but he was like, nah, he robbed me. He don't know the rest of them. But the police, how they was, they just took me, Man, and JB, took us in anyway for it. And all the time, they had let Man and JB go, and I had to stay in. Because my record.
Mm-hmm.
I wound up, that's when like my whole criminal history starts from. I got a YO on it, but when I was in Spofford, me just being in Spofford and going to juvenile DFY, that like I met so many people, and when I actually graduated to Rikers Island in Upstate, I was running to all them dudes I was in juvenile with, and that's like how history is, because the same thing happened to my brother, same thing happened to a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
The people you meet in juvenile, in Spofford and DFY, you wind up running to them because you're all knuckleheads, you're all badasses, you know, black sheeps and all that. You wind up going from Spofford to eventually graduating to Rikers Island to going up north.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, that's when my criminology started. Going to Spofford, being stuck in Spofford, and going upstate. You know, I ran into my dude Scar Blood, can tell, we was in Spofford, upstate, you know, and a few other dudes I ran into. But that's where it all started from, man. So, like me, just being out there at a young age, and I got caught when I got jammed up. It was for gun possession, a robbery, and assault. So I wound up doing 18 months, and then I did another 6 months on probation. when I got out. Juvenile probation, juvenile parole, whatever the case may be. And I was in a group home. So that's how the ball rolled for me. That's how the cards was dealt.
Now back in the days on the West Side in '82, you remember the jams?
Yeah, I remember the jams.
What type of role you used to play at the jams? You was one of the young dudes on your bull crap at the jams, or you was just soaking up the energy?
I was soaking up the energy. I was actually too young.
Mm-hmm.
I used to go to jams with my older brother, right?
Mm-hmm.
And his man from the Towers, you know what I'm saying, RPT,
Mm-hmm.
you know, they used to give me Cisco. I remember they used to be smoking weed. At first, they wouldn't give me the weed to smoke. I was like, y'all like how that smell.
Mm-hmm.
Let me get some. They wouldn't give it to me.
Mm-hmm.
But they be like, hey, drink this. And that's when the Cisco was popping.
Mm.
And they had me drinking a Cisco, you know.
They just gave you a sip of it, or they gave you a nice cup?
Gave me like, you want some more? They gave me, let me swallow, you know. Before people, back then,
people
used to drink after each other. Now you can't do that. But back then, you know.
But that was at the '82 jam.
That was at the '82 jams. You used to sit back at '82 on the steps. They used to be smoking weed, you know.
Now I only been to '82 jam like once or twice. I remember, but no, twice I remember. One time I went to '82 jam. They used to end it. They always ended '82 jams with gunshots.
Gunshots. Yeah. But I've been to a lot of them. Like that's Scott LaRock, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
He was leaving one of them jams, and that's when he got killed. And if y'all don't know who Scott LaRock is, that was KRS-One DJ.
Mm-hmm.
So he got killed behind one of them jams. I'm not 100% sure, but this I was a kid, and it happened.
He must have left the jam and went to the West Side. Cause
he was on the West Side. He went down the block. When he left the jam, he was at the jam. When he left the jam, something happened after he left the jam. But he was at the jam before he died.
That's probably facts.
He ain't died in the jam. Now, I'm not saying he died. No, he left the jam. They was like he was dead. That '82 thing was a big thing with the jams. You know, and everybody used to come out. The whole West Side used to be up in there. From like dudes from Mount Eden and Katona Park all the way damn near the Fordham Road.
Dudes from 183rd and all that used to come on. Gary, Rambo, all them dudes used to be coming down through that jam. That jam was serious. The jams in '82. I remember I even went to the jams in 120. What's that? 26.
26. They had jams. 115. They had jams. They made like a little block party. That was the thing. Every weekend they had the jams, and after that faded away, it was all the house parties. Dudes should go to all the house parties on Harrison, the joints on Andrews, Davidson. It was all the house party was the thing.
Yeah, house party came in hard.
Yeah, those were good old days though, you know, because at the end of the day, yeah, things happen, but it was fun. This is how we got to enjoy ourselves, you know. And fast forward, now that we're adults, now we go to lounges. We still like music. Music cleanses the soul, does something to the soul. It could be good music, bad music. It still does something to the soul, whether it's good or bad. But I think that's from our heritage from Africa, the music, the tribal music. So when we listen to music, that's what we want. We need to get our body going, you know. So we always going to like party and have a good time, you know.
So you was running on the West Side, running with all the crews. You know my guy Manny Black.
I know Manny Black. Did Manny Black die?
Yeah, he died.
Yeah, I know Manny Black.
I think he got killed in PA too.
They was from Buchanan somewhere, up the block from Davis, up the block from Burnside, between Davidson and Grand. Manny Black, that's my dude. Dancing Bob, he's still alive. Yeah. He around. Chick died, Tone's still around. You know. Is Capone still around?
Oh no. Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure.
You got a few dudes still around. Like, I've been home for a little while, but I really ain't been like in the mix. You know, I've been moving. I've been working, taking care of my kids. So I ain't really been. I've been bumping in a few dudes. I kick with a few dudes, but like at this day and age, when you grown, you just not hanging out on the block. So I go through a block, drive through a block, or ride my bike through a block. You know, it's very rare I'm gonna see the dudes I grew up with and ran with on the block, because they got kids. They put their kids to bed, or they got a job. They got to go to work. They're not even hanging out like that. You know, dudes is way more mature. You know.
Now, growing up, you used to go. You ever mess with the River Park Tower brothers?
Yeah, I messed with a couple of them dudes.
Mm-hmm. Brave Dave and them.
Yeah, I messed with Brave Dave. You know, we was on the island together. You know, I was a little younger. He's more on my brother age. Been around my brother, but I've been around him.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yep.
it's definitely, you know, it's a good dude. He was a good dude. You know, he was on. You know, if you ain't known, you might look at him as something different. If you knew him, you know he was a good dude, man.
Yeah.
He was a good dude.
I remember they always was saying his name.
Trauma.
Yep.
You know. And I know all these dudes, you know, where you fall in that? Where you know?
Where
As far as like what block you actually claiming on the west side, or you was over here down here on the south?
I was on Walton at that time, but I lived on Davidson at one time too. You know what I'm saying? My grandma moved to Davidson in '94.
What part of Davidson?
Right there where the houses, where all the Jamaicans used to be at.
Oh, the back of Davidson?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right there. Right in front of where all the Jamaicans sell all the weed.
94, I was already up north. Not up north, I was on the island about to go up north.
Yeah, you was on the island.
Case. I used to go down there on Davidson, man. Yo, I could just say, man, I know they be like, yo, that little motherfucker ain't shit. You know, I used to go on Davidson.
What you was doing down there on Davidson,
I used to be robbing them Jamaicans
mm-hmm.
on the regular. I used to be sneak thieving them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and what I mean by sneak thieving, right?
Mm-hmm.
Early in the morning, I hope this don't come back. They gonna be like, that's who stole my stuff.
Man, them dudes is gone.
Yeah, I used to be on the roofs early in the morning. My mom sending me to school. I go on the roof, me, a couple of my dudes, we on the roof, we watching the Jamaicans. They coming up about 7 o'clock. You know, we leaving out by 6:30. So we on the roofs and we watching the Jamaicans come, and they go in the alleyways or behind the building, and they stashing garbage bags full of weed. But in these garbage bags full of weed, these black bags, these hefty bags full of weed, is mad weed bags with like 100 nickel bags or 100 dime bags in it. Is mad bags in the garbage bag. So once they take out one bag and they on the block, they hustling on the block with that one bag. They probably stash it in the car tire, whatever. But the main stash in the back. We see where they stash it at. We leave the building, go all the way around the back of the building, and climb up, go through like the alleys and the climb up the wall, the gates and all that, and still a whole bag of weed. It might be 20 bags in that one black garbage bag, 20 Ziploc bags.
Mm-hmm.
We used to take that, boom, and be gone. I know by the time they realized their stash was gone, they was sick. When they finished their little Ziploc bag to go back to get another Ziploc bag and it was gone, I know they was sick. We was doing that on a regular.
And them Jamaicans used to sell a lot of weed because they used to get a lot of people that used to come over the bridge from New Jersey.
They used to be rushing cars.
Yep.
They used to be mad at them, so it was like, yo, we send them so much, there's like 20 Jamaicans down there selling weed. You pull up in the block, they rushing your car, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So that was like an easy come up. That was like one little scheme that I was involved in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I could tell you a line of things like I said, it was always about trying to get $1.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I go back like we used to rob the tokens, right? Stop up all turnstiles, and they used to have a box, and they hit the button. You put the token in, and the person hit the button, and the token boom, boom, and buzz you through. So all day people was putting all they goddamn tokens in the box, thousands of people, and we watch the box. Every so often we come and we watch the box. All right, it's still running. It's the turnstile. If they unjam a turnstile, we jam that shit back up. So they got to use it. Everybody putting their tokens in the box. They doing this shit all day. Morning rush hour, the night rush hour. Once the night rush hour was over, yo, we breaking the box. Yo, we used to get thousands of dollars in tokens. Thousands. I mean, the bag used to be so heavy because they had a little lock on it. We take a crowbar, we stick it in the middle, and we just turn it and we pop the metal off. The lock still be locked, but we pop the metal that the lock was latched onto. So once we pop that, you know, we grab the whole bag out, the whole sack. And we grab the whole sack and we just be running. Sometimes it take 2 of us to hold the token, spilling all over the place. I mean, yo, that was crazy.
Mm.
That was crazy. We be downtown selling the joints. Every store in our neighborhood, I think the tokens was either 75 cents or $1 at the time. You know, we selling them half price, 2 for $1. We just getting rid of them. We G'd up, buying jewelry, gold teeth shopping, and all that. we was up. You thought we was selling mad drugs, but that was off the token money.
Mm.
You know. Then we started like, it was the time we started messing with dudes from the 3rd and Burnside, and they was doing their Joker poker thing.
Mm.
You know. So they put us on their hustle, and we put them on our hustle. And we used to be breaking into Joker pokers. We had like a route. You know, we used to break into Joker poker, and the store owners, because the Joker pokers used to be in the back of the store owners can't really watch it 24/7 when they watch in the store. So we used to go into the stores, go in the back of the store and hit the Joker pokers. And they used to have all these locks and bars on it, X locks, got locked this way, locked that way. And, you know, they didn't know till years later how we was doing it. We had pulled the game out, and we had one of them heavy duty screwdrivers. And the back of the Joker poker, it's made of cheap wood. We had popped the lock and popped the back of it open. And we'd go dig in a tray, stick our hand. We were skinny, so we only need a little space. We could stick our hand in there, and we'd pull it out. We had sweatpants under our pants, tucked in the sock. We just dropped the money in our pants, and we go to the next store. We do the same thing, you know. And when the dudes come back there, let me see what these little dudes is doing. When they come back, they're like, yo, watch out, move, you know. They just looking at the locks. They'll check the lock, and as long as the lock ain't damaged, they'll walk right back out. And we had finished doing our thing. We used to do this, you know, on the regular. And these people, we wasn't cleaning them out. So they couldn't tell we was hitting them. We might hit, every couple of days, we might hit 5 stores, you know, and we was good. We had a list. Like I said, we made our rounds, and we wasn't cleaning them out, so they couldn't tell how we was sitting them. As long as the locks wasn't broke, they was like, yo, all right, they ain't doing it. They couldn't figure out. But eventually, after I did my bid and came home and went to the stores, now I see they got the cages on top of the whole game. So now you can't go through the back, front. Somebody must have blew it up after us.
They put cages on it?
They got the whole cage. I was saying that they got the cage. So
and I remember them Joker poker joints. Them joints used to be making money in the hood.
Yeah, the slot machines and Joker poker and all that. You put the little dollars in, quarters in, you know.
So that's what you was doing before you picked up the gun.
Yeah. My dude named P Dog, doing a lot of time, you know. I was talking about him the other day. He actually got me on my gun game hard, you know. I was probably like 13 at this time before I went to juvenile, you know. And he had me run up in coke spots, because he was robbing all the coke spots up and down Broadway. That was his thing, you know. He robbed a couple of stores. He wanted to rob a store, killing somebody, but that was his thing, robbing coke spots, you know. So that's what got me into the game, you know. I'll rob or I'll try to sell some of it at wholesale bulk just to get fast money. And then with some time I'll be trying to like sell them on my block, sell them around the neighborhood, sell, you know, to work, you know. And that's what got me all in the game, the drug dealing, stick-up kid game, you know. And after that, like I said, after juvenile, I came home. Dudes was like, yo, man, you can't be running wild like that, running on these streets, robbing shit, shooting, and all this crazy stuff. So like, yo, have some dudes put me on, listen, come mess with us, you know, you're gonna get some money. And that's when they started putting me on the out of town spot, started sending me out of town. I was holding the building down, you know, they knew I was a gunner, they knew I played with the hammers, I was a shooter, whatever the case may be, and, you know, I started messing with them. You know.
And when you was coming up on the west side, who was up there wilding out like you? Because you come from the west side, bro.
It was a few
dudes up there.
Dudes. I'm not gonna put their names out there.
No, you ain't gotta put their names out there.
It was a few dudes out there. I'm gonna reflect back to this, you know, this interview, and I'm gonna tell you the names on another interview in the future, you know, because I got something planned that I'm trying to put together that, you know, I don't want to expose it right now.
Exactly.
You know, I got things. Don't worry. When it come on, you see, y'all gonna be like, oh, okay, I understand now.
Uh-huh.
You know.
Yeah. All right. Let's go back. Let's go. The last interview when I did the picture interview with you the other day, we was ending it with it ended with Upstate.
Oh, the phone interview.
Yeah, it ended with Upstate. Right. We'll take you back to the prison system real quick. It ended with Upstate. Can you go through the Upstate? Because you said that was a legendary time. They took all the dudes out of the jails, out of the max jails, out of the boxes, and they was throwing them in a double bunk Upstate, and it just opened up, right?
Yeah, that was like September 1999,
Mm-hmm.
around that time.
And you said it was some heavy hitters. All of y'all been in jail for a long time and all that. So and y'all all came up together in prison, and most of y'all was in Upstate together.
And most of us everybody that was official that was in the shit
Mm-hmm.
that was locked up at that time. They put them on stage. You had a lot of official dudes. I can't remember all the names,
Uh-huh.
but it was like no slouches. It was like them busters was all-star killers.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That was like all-star plays. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
You had the worst of the worst. You know? It was like how could I put? What was that movie? Suicide Squad.
Uh-huh.
When they went to the jails and they had all the jails, all the major hitters in the jail,
Mm-hmm.
that they was trying to get out there, fight this crazy stuff. It was like that. It was so many official dudes in there.
But that was your
crazy.
first time being in a double bunk cell like that.
Yeah,
right?
that was the first time Upstate. That was the first time.
Explain to people what type of cell that they was putting you in, double bunk, and why people always saying that they had fights and stuff in there.
The jail was, I mean, the cells, they were decent sized cells. They was spacious enough for two individuals to live in it.
Uh-huh.
But if y'all wasn't compatible,
Mm-hmm.
they wasn't screening dudes. They was just throwing dudes in cells.
Mm-hmm.
So you was getting mixed up with creeps, weirdos, and anybody, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You try to see somebody that you was bidding with, because once everybody that moved in there for the first couple of months, nobody had bunkies. Once they established everybody and got everybody in there, don't worry, you ain't gonna get a bunkie. We can't give a bunkie to you because you got too many cuttings and this and that. We can't put a bunkie in there. They rock dudes to sleep with that. Then once they filled up all the bottom bunks, now they bring them regular dudes in there. A couple of months on one by, they bring them regular dudes in there, and they just throwing them in a cell with whoever. Now, they throwing a regular medium dude or whatever. Just about everybody in there at this time is killers.
Uh-huh.
Right? So now they just throwing anybody in. So now they just throwing a nobody ass dude in a cell with a killer.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when it started going down, because these dudes start getting hands and feet put on them. You know?
Was anybody getting cut in them double bunk boxes?
Nah, not really. It was very rare that somebody was getting cut because they had the boss chair, and dudes ain't know how to get around the boss chair at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And if you ring, first of all, before you get on the bus, you want a boss chair. And in downstate, you ring, you set that alarm off, they're gonna take you right to the clinic and start doing x-rays. You talk about you got bullets in you, got this in you,
Mm-hmm.
you know, they right there x-raying you. That ain't what's in you. They put you in a dry cell and they keep you there for 72 hours. And they'll try to feed you so you get shit. They gonna want you, they gonna monitor you, they gonna do all that. So they was very on point as far as anybody having a razor in the cell. So the cuttings was limited. That's why I said I done beat a couple of my bunkies up, because that's now you gotta have your fight game on. You ain't had your fight game on. Yeah, I feel sorry for you, because that's what it was about at this time. When they opened up the box, only a few people wound up getting razors, having razors,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So,
But ain't they got cameras in the cell?
yeah, they got cameras in the cell.
Right.
They got cameras in the cell. But like I said, there was a lot of fighting going on,
Yeah.
you know. And it's crazy because, like, we just ran into Pee Wee,
Uh-huh.
you know. I think that was the last time I seen Pee Wee in Upstate,
Mm-hmm.
in 2000.
Mm-hmm.
I just seen Pee Wee today, legendary. That was like, yo, oh shit, my guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I seen Pee Wee, and when he was in Upstate, he was in the cell with Tattoo. certain dudes just trying to get him to cut tattoo, but he like, yo, I got more status than you. How you gonna tell me to cut somebody? This is my man. We was on the island together. We broke bread together. We smoked weed together. Come on, you can't tell me to do nothing. You ain't even like that.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are like that, I still got more status, and I know I'm like that. That was Pee-wee attitude. Pee-wee was some shit, you know. He was some shit, but he was a good dude. Good energy. You see, you felt the energy. You know what I'm saying? Good
I was with
energy.
Pee-wee in Clinton.
Yeah.
He popped off when Peachy popped off. You heard? He popped off when man Peachy stabbed the Latin King dudes up. You know what I'm saying? And him, Inch, and a couple other homies popped off. Me and the homie Bad B Head from Web, we was running over there, but niggas already bust off the shots, so we jumped on the floor. You heard?
Yeah. I hate that in Clinton. They bust off the shots. The whole jail is locked down till they find them shells.
And when we was in D Block, after that, me and P, we was in D Block after that. I wound up sending him my photo album, and he wound up sending me mine.
His.
And he knew certain people in my joint. He like, yo, what you doing with a picture of this person? So I'm from that block. He like, oh shit, my people from that block too. You heard? I'm like, oh shit, small world. So, you know, shout out to Pee Wee. We just ran into him, Harlem Pee Wee. You heard? The Big Brim. You heard?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Big homie.
Even though he ain't part of none of that shit like that no more. You heard? You know what I'm saying? He doing good things.
50 years old, man.
Yep.
50, we getting old, but looking good, man.
Yep.
Looking good.
That's one thing about the channel, man. The channel gonna bring, bring you in touch with a lot of people that you probably ain't see or hear from in a minute. You heard?
I've been out the loop, man. You know, jail, feds.
Mm-hmm.
I moved out to PA because New York was too challenging. New York, like, you got to be really, really humble to survive in New York right now with all the stuff going on. Because you at war with the police, you at war with the young knuckleheads. It's too much.
Yep.
And like to make it, sometimes you got to step back and step away. You know, you got to get out that environment till you know you humble enough.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so being in Pennsylvania, it got me to calm down because I would have came out here and these little knuckleheads would have did something, or the police did something, they would have killed me because I'm not trying to hear none of that. If I'm on my shit, I'm on my shit. You know what I mean? And I would have had to come to New York, and I'd have been on my shit, and I would eliminate myself. So I had to fall back, get myself together, get my thoughts together, get my life together. You know, in the process of me falling back, you know, I ran into good things. You know, I got a decent job. You know, fucking decent. I got a good job. I wound up getting a house out the job, cars, jewelry, everything. The job was good to me. You know, so it showed me, and I've been around individuals, and like I'm 40 plus years old, and this dude is 25 years old. He just brought a house. And I'm looking at 25 year old. He just brought a house, and it's like, yo, I got to do better. That's why I wanted the house.
Yeah.
These young boys at my job, they buying property. They've been at the job since high school, 4 or 5 years at the job. Just got out of high school, 25 years old, and they got their house. That was motivation to me. They could do it, I could do it. But had I been in New York, that would never happen. So that was a good thing. Going out to PA was a blessing to me. And I'm like, yo, now my thing is reaching out to these young boys like, yo, listen, you don't got to be on these streets wilding, going crazy. And at the end game is you getting a job. You do a bid, parole gonna make you get a job. And if the job is good, you know, you might be like, damn, you might just work and retire from there. But why lose all these years going to jail for knucklehead shit? And sometimes you go to jail, you might not make it out, or you might go to jail and put yourself in a situation where you went to jail for a lifetime. So you got to be mindful. And the crazy thing is, we only hurting us. We hurting us, blacks. That's what we hurting. We ain't out there killing the people that's oppressing us. We ain't getting at the people that's oppressing us. We getting at each other. That shit is sad, man. That's why I said, yo, come on, open your eyes. I don't just be on this YouTube glorifying all the negative. Yeah, the negative is what's catching your attention, what I did. But you need to pay attention on what I'm doing. I'm raising my kids, my grandkids. I'm trying to, and if I could raise a community, I'll raise the community. I'll put them on the game. Let them know.
So when you came home and got the house and everything, The bid you did before that was the Fed bid.
Yeah, I did the Fed bid.
Hmm. And what was it like when you went to the Feds?
The Fed was different. The state was more of a physical thing. The Feds was a mental.
Mm.
So the Feds sat me down. You would think the state would have sat me down because it was a physical thing. I mastered that. I had to sit down on the Feds and actually understand what was going on and how this game was played.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to switch my whole style up.
Mm-hmm.
Switch it. It's a mental. You know, everything is a thought process and how you act and react to things. They say, yo, a dude rob you, take whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You don't always got to go kill a person.
Mm-hmm.
You know? You don't always got to kill a person. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you got robbed for, you could always get it back.
Can get a cheesy puff?
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you don't have to always, always do rob me, I'm gonna kill him. Nah. The same with the stuff that he robbed you for, you can make it back. You got it one time, you can get it a second time. That's why you hear these dudes like, yeah, I've been a millionaire twice. I've been a millionaire 3 times. You know? So you can make it back. So now you gotta just think about it. You can't react off of anger, off of feelings. So that was one thing they taught me. Yo, just sit down and watch how this played, And every jail I went to, I was in between the New York car and the Muslim car. I dealt with both. Most people can't do that. But when you a name brand individual, you can get away with stuff like that. And at the end of the day, like I said, they sat me down and I always had say, but before they hear me out, they let me know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And then they be like, just think about it. Everything ain't physical. You can't eliminate yourself. And they said, yo, Bill, it's not you going to war no more. We got these dudes that didn't put in work yet. That's who's going to be on the front line. You put in work. We're going to use you. Not like they really use me, but we're going to use you or need you when it really get there.
Mm-hmm.
When there's minor problems, you ain't got to deal with that. We got these pawns right here to go at them. They got to work themselves. We know what you're capable of doing, but we don't know what they capable of doing. So fall back. And a lot of people didn't like that. Because they felt, oh, he just came to jail. How he's already around the elite, the top head of the cars and all that.
Mm-hmm.
How he gets say, I've been in jail 3-4 years, I ain't got no say. It was jealousy, but once they understand, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They were like, oh, and I did the interview with Hassan. I had dudes was like, yo, they didn't know I was like that. They actually had hatred in their heart or jealousy in their heart while I was there, but now they see who I really am through these certain interviews or talking to certain people later on down the line.
Mm-hmm.
They respond to Hassan, yo, I worked with him in the kitchen when he was the head chef, or I was in this spot with him. I knew it was something about him. He was humble, he was cool, but I knew it was something about him. He had a respect that people was giving him. I ain't know. It ain't just New York dudes. You got dudes from other states that made comments on Hassan's page about who I was, and damn, I didn't even know he was like that. I knew, but I knew something.
Mm-hmm.
And to this day, like when I'm out in Pennsylvania, I look different from how I'm looking now from how I look in Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
I look way different, and people actually told me that didn't know me, like, yo, I thought you was a nerd. Straight up. I thought you was a nerd, because I'm sweatsuits, I'm comfortable, sweatsuits, my glasses, I ain't wearing no jewelry, I wear my sneakers, I don't care if my sneakers is beat up a little bit, but it was like, yo, they thought I was a nerd. It's funny, but it's okay.
So people was in the comments on that Hassan video saying that they was around you, but they didn't even know you was like that.
Yeah.
Because the way you carry yourself.
Because they humbled me all the way down. With them old timers, them dudes that had life sentences and ain't get a visit in 15, 20 years. You know how that is, dude? Talk about he ain't touch a female in 15 years, 20 years. I'm like, wow. I would never want to put myself in a situation like that. You can't not only touch a female, touch a person. Physically touch a person. A hug, a handshake, you know what I'm saying, the outside,
How often was you getting a visit in there?
It was different in different spots.
All right.
You know, when I was in different spots, when I was further away, I was getting visits every 90 days. I get a visit
Mm-hmm.
from my shorty, whatever the case may be. And as I got closer, because they had me in Kentucky, and then they had put me in West Virginia, and then I went to Connecticut.
And the visit situation is just like the state, 8 hours, 7.
Yeah, 8 hours.
All right.
8 hours. When I went to Connecticut, I was going down twice a month, once a month, twice a month. I was getting visits frequently, you know.
Oh, in Connecticut, yeah.
That was like an hour away, you know.
And where you did most of your time at?
I can't really say.
They bounced you around?
Now they bounced me around. I did like 2.5 years in Big Sandy.
Mm-hmm.
I did like 8 months in Virginia, right?
Wow,
And I
8
did.
months.
Because they was opening up Danbury, and nobody really wanted to go there, and I was low custody. I wasn't, you know, I wasn't supposed to really be in a max.
Mm-hmm.
On my history, they was putting management verbals on me.
Uh-huh.
But when they did that, they needed I forgot what they called in the feds, a population, something about a population increase or population, some population, when they was when they opened up Danbury, and a lot of people ain't want to go to Danbury because they was talking about Danbury got asbestos in it and got this and that.
Uh-huh.
So I got the opportunity to go to Danbury and leave West Virginia early. So he sent me there, you know. They took the management verbal off me because I had a management verbal in Big Sandy, then I had the management verbal in Beckley, and then they threw me in a low in Danbury, and that's why I rolled 3 years in Danbury and came home, you know. So I was in a couple other jails in between transit. You know, sometimes transit take a couple of months. All depends how they move you. Then I was also I laid up for a while before I even got my sentence. So, but those were the 3 main jails I was in. Besides MDC Brooklyn, Big Sandy, Beckley, and Danbury.
Beckley's in Virginia, West Virginia.
Yeah.
All right.
Beckley's West Virginia.
And how them car situations run? Is New York holding it down in there?
New York is holding. We don't got no choice but to hold it down, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So yeah, we's holding it down. You know, nobody. You know, we go to war when somebody inside the car wind up owing some money or doing something stupid and starting something. But other than that, people wasn't trying to come at the New York car like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I'm gonna tell you something, right? I'm gonna tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
Real shit.
Uh-huh.
All them DC dudes, so why they pushing their knife, and all these different cars, so why they pushing their knife.
Mm-hmm.
But all these motherfuckers are scared of razors.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
I was up in there like this. What? I'm backing niggas down with knives with my rug cutter. You know what I'm saying? Niggas ain't like, yo.
Uh-huh.
I'm not worried about that. Yo, niggas was actually scared
Mm-hmm.
of the razor. Y'all stabbing everything. Nobody wants to see you. You get stabbed up, you can put your shirt on or whatever and cover that. Or you get that $150 on that face,
Mm-hmm.
you can't hide that. And all them dudes, a lot of them dudes were scared to get cut.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and they knew. For some reason, they knew. I played with the razor. Y'all can't go through these metal detectors with no razors. I mean, no knives and none of that.
Mm-hmm.
I got my razor everywhere I go.
Mm-hmm.
The metal detector, yo, I could damn near walk with the razor in my pocket and won't set the metal detector, but I won't because if they just like, yo, let me pat you down.
Yeah.
But the metal detector ain't like the state.
Mm-hmm.
The state, the wind blow too fast in the state by the metal detector. That shit start beeping,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yep.
But the feds, they got they shit turned up. You know what I mean? Turned all the way, not up or down where, you know, a razor don't even set it off.
Mm-hmm.
You know? But like I said, the cars, everybody had their cars. You had, like, it all depends where you located, because if you further out west,
Mm-hmm.
the New York car is not just a New York car.
All
The
right.
New York car is Jersey, Connecticut, Massachusetts, all that. It's like an East Coast car, but it's a
All right.
New York car, but it's really an East Coast car.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So, and another thing I want to give props to all my upstate dudes. I had to give them these props because in the state, we always called them soft and pussy or them niggas ain't like that. In the feds, Rochester, Buffalo, Syracuse, them dudes is in the feds pushing a knife hard for the New York car. What had me thinking, yo, where you at in Brooklyn? I know you from Brooklyn, right? Niggas like, nah, I'm not from Brooklyn. I'm from Rochester, Bill. What? Get the fuck out of here, Rochester. They moving, they pushing their knife hard. Cause I know they ain't from the Bronx. That's why I said Brooklyn. These dudes is pushing their knife hard. So I'm not saying anybody go to feds or suggest anybody go to feds, but if you've been in the feds and you from New York and you've been far away from home, you will see exactly what I'm talking about. So get them dudes they props, they respect, you know, because they had numbers too, and they was holding the New York card down, especially in Big Sandy. Them upstate dudes was holding the New York card down, and that was one of the worst jails in the country. You got Big Sandy, Beaumont, and Victorville. Those are the worst jails in the country in the feds. And like I said, them upstate New York dudes is holding the New York car down. You had Brooklyn dudes, Bronx dudes, but you had more upstate dudes. And like I said, they wasn't going for none of that. They was going hard in the paint. They was pushing straight up. Take nothing away. And that made me realize, another thing the feds made me realize, a hood is a hood no matter where you at. Dudes is gangster in every hood. Every state you got the same thing going on. Every town you got the same thing going on. Drugs, females, parties, shootings, all that. A hood is a hood no matter where you at. No matter where you at. So you can't, oh, he's from down south or he's from over here, and you trying to think something sweet. Dudes is getting busy wherever you go. A hood is a hood. Dudes is getting killed all over the country. Guns is all over the country. Drugs is all over the country.
You heard it, man. Upstate dudes is putting it in.
My respect to the upstate dudes, upstate New York. You know?
So Bill said it. New York car and the feds is keeping it 100. Not too many people want it with New York car. You heard?
Yeah, nah, they don't want no smoke.
You was locked up with anybody you was in the state with? In the feds?
Yeah. I was locked up with a few dudes. I was locked up in Big Sandy with a couple of dudes that I was on the island with up north with. You know, a couple of dudes I was on the island. You know, it's so many names running through my head right now. You know.
How long you did in the feds that time?
I did 10, or a little less than 10.
No, 10.
I was sentenced to 12 years, and I got a time cut for 2 years. They took 2 years. It wasn't time cut. I got resentenced because they sentenced me wrong because they gave me enhancement they wasn't supposed to give me. So when I got sentenced to the 12, I got turned around and had to go right back to court to get resentenced. They dropped it from 12 to 10. So that was like right back. They knew they sentenced me wrong with that enhancement. So, but that's neither here nor there. You know, I was around some good dudes in the feds, and I was actually able to learn things. And dudes actually had patience with me to talk to me, to school me, because in the state, I wasn't trying to hear nothing that nobody had to say. I was Wild Bill. You couldn't tell me shit. I'm the toughest motherfucker in the world. Let me tell it. You know, but we ain't going there. You know.
You was Wild Bill in the feds too?
Nah, I wasn't Wild Bill. I was just Bill.
Oh, all right.
I was just Bill.
You wasn't going by your Muslim name?
The Muslims called me by my Muslim name, Aziz.
All right.
But I was laid
And that was the
back.
2 cars that you used to frequent. The Muslim car and the
I'm
New
going
York
to
car.
Juma every Friday. I'm fasting for Ramadan every year.
Is the Muslim strong in the feds?
Muslims strong. They like the biggest car wherever you go. Wherever you go. And the thing about the Muslims, you got the right leadership, you know. Muslims don't have problems because we got people in our car, in a Muslim car, from every state. So you always got somebody that could talk a situation down.
Yeah. So you said your state bid was totally different from your fed bid.
Yeah, it was totally different. It was like the opposite.
Physical and mental.
Physical and mental. Like when I was in the state, I would never work in a mess hall. I come to Feds, I'm the head cook in the mess hall. You know, it's like a complete fit. You know,
that's crazy. And they got weights and all that in the Feds.
nah, not it's very only certain spots have weights. Danbury had weights. The last spot I was in had weights, but no other spot I've been to had weights.
So how I used to get money? Calisthenics
and cardio. They got all the high tech, the high end cardio machines in these jails, and they don't know that's worse.
They got cardio machines, but they don't got weight machines.
They don't got weight machines. They got all futuristic stair masters, which you put the stair master on to the Statue of Liberty, the Eiffel Tower, this, and they got things playing a theme. You can hook your MP3 player that we had in the Feds. You can hook that up to it. So they got all type of state of art workout equipment.
So you had
MP3s, yeah.
Oh, y'all had MP3s. All right.
So yeah.
Yeah, B.
It's not glorifying jail, but you know, I can say I learned my lesson. I learned my lesson, and I learned something out of jail. And being the head cook in the jail helped me and prepared me and gave me the structure I need to hold down a job when I got home. So it might not have been the best program, and even whatever program you went to, if you take this program serious and you become institutionalized, as they say, when you come home, you wind up doing the same thing. You get a job, a decent job that you like, yo, I don't want to go here, yo, I'm tired. You get a job that you like, and it becomes a program to you. Next thing you know, 5-10 years done went by, and you all the way locked in. You get your vacation time, your personal time, and you get in a position. You know, as you move up the ladder, that's less work. You get paid more and do less. You know, when you work your way up the ladder in these jobs out here. So the jail, the Feds helped me mentally, prepared me to enable me to hold down a job. I've been at the same job for 6 years. You know, I can't complain. I may complain, but I can't complain because I'm able to take care of mine.
Came up hard, man. Took all that pain and turned it around. You heard?
Yeah, I wish I had pictures of back in the day to now. There's a big difference, you know?
Yeah.
From then to now, there's a big difference, you know? But I'm still here, still looking good, still in one piece. My mental, I think, is still all together. I think, you know, because somebody might go in and say, I'm like, yo, that motherfucker's crazy. You know, but I think it's all together, you know? Shit.
Only strong survive, man. Only strong survive. We here, babe.
We in the building, man. That's what it's about, man. Surviving, teaching the youth. I'm letting my kids and my grandkids know that there's men out here. Men. Not grown-ass boys, men. Responsibility. My son know. I take him to the bank. The people in the bank know. When I come pay my mortgage, they, oh, hi, DJ. They give him candy and stuff. They know. They look forward to me. Oh, he's coming. The beginning of every month, they know I'm coming there with my son most of the time. And if I don't have him, they ask where he at. But my son know. We're going to pay the bills. We're going to pay the mortgage. My sons at first they ain't want me to leave the house. Now they know I'm going to work. Daddy going to work.
Yeah.
I can't go nowhere else. I'm doing an interview. I got him out here with me. I can't do nothing else without him. But if I'm going to work, they let me go to work. But they not letting me play on these streets, and that's a good thing because they keep me off the streets.
You know? That feels good because when my kids now be going to work, my kids be like, Dad, you going to work? I'll be like, yeah. That feel good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what it is, man. They know. So they learn in structure, responsibility. They know if they want things, they got to work for it. And that's what I'm teaching them. You know, I want you to raise your kids when you have kids just like I'm raising yours, the right way. So, like I said, everything is a learn situation for me. But I'm learning as I go, and I'm able to to think like, yo, what I wasn't given, what I wasn't taught. How can I make their situation better?
That's
You know?
Yeah. Check the shit, man. Yeah, dope.
Yeah, I'm doing a lot of talking.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of
Now
talking.
you just choked up a little. That's
Yeah.
all. Yeah, B. They checking you out, man.
Yeah. Like I said, man, you check my page out, BX Wild Bill, you will see what I'm on. You will see the fun I'm having with my kids. I'm taking them on a trip. They was good on a 16-hour ride to Florida. I drove out there, and they was cool with it. People was telling me, you gonna drive down to Florida? You know, I had them in a big boy truck, so they was comfortable. They had room. They wasn't all cramped up. But I took my 2 sons and my grandson. Yeah, they kind of drove me crazy, but they was cool with the ride. They did that. It wasn't like, oh, I'm tired, I want to get out, can we stop? I ain't hear none of that. They played with their phones, we talked, we listened to music, and that was that. They slept a little bit, you know, it was cool. But they got to experience things that I wasn't able to do.
Did you tape that?
I didn't take the ride, but I should have taped the ride. I didn't tape the ride, but I was taping the phone we had.
No, I seen it. Yeah. And that's what it's all about, man. That's what it's all about. All this violence and all that shit. We talk about back in the days, 30 years ago, man. People changed their life, man.
It could happen. Like he said, that was 30 years ago.
Yep.
People change, you know, the world changed, and you got to be able to adjust and adapt with the change. Like I said, I got stories for days. And in the process of us having these interviews, we're going to interview people, but you're still going to have stories. And most of the people that I'm going to interview, that's going to be on our platform. The War Report, BX Wild, Bill L. Famous. That War Report, people that's going to be on that platform, they're going to be successful, but they're going to tell you some gangster stories.
Yep.
You know, but they're going to tell you the outcome. You know, so you're going to hear the gangster stuff, what they've been through. And I don't put no liars on my platform. We're not doing that. We're not putting no lies. So they're going to tell you the truth. You know, they're going to tell you what it is, and they're going to tell you, this is the end game. This is where I'm at in life now. That's what it's about. But we're going to give you the entertainment you want. You know, right now, I just told you a little bit about the feds. I'm going to start getting into, like, detailed situations. I remember when this happened. I remember that happened. And the same thing with the state. But we just giving you, like, a rundown, like, my history, what I've been through, where I came from.
And go over to his channel, BX Wild Bill, and you're going to get other exclusive things, stories and things that he going to give y'all. You heard? Because we're going to have all the channels jumping on.
Yeah, we're going to definitely get it popping, you know.
And he's still working out there with Mac Lee, Hassan Campbell, whoever else, you heard? And what was the other brother? The other Chinese brother you did the interview with?
I did the uppercut pass. I got something coming out. I'm just waiting for him to release it. The dude Tiger.
All right.
I did an interview with him.
All right.
Uppercut, but you know, you're gonna see a lot of me. I'm gonna be fooling around. You know, this summer you're gonna see, or this winter while you're sitting down playing on your YouTube channel, you're gonna see BX Wild Bill. You know, like, oh, let's see what he got to say.
You got to give him that fire, Wild Bill. You got to give him that fire. They want it from you, man.
I'm gonna give it to him.
They want it from you, man. They want it from you, man.
I'm gonna give him a jewel too. I'm gonna give him a jewel. I have to do that. You know, but we're about to wrap this thing up right now. You know, it's getting kind of late. I got to get the kids. I got the kids out.
Yep.
It's a Friday night, but I still, you know, I'm in the city. I got to get the PA, and guess what? I got to work in the morning.
And if y'all ain't doing nothing out there, go down to 126 and Lenox Avenue to the Club Matrix. You heard? Sometimes we're gonna be doing our interviews down there. You heard? But go down there and have a drink. You heard?
VIP. You got a little few dollars. VIP is popping. They got a little close the door, TV, music, comfortable chandeliers.
And the food is good.
The food is good. The catfish. I had a lot of catfish, and nobody made it like them yet. You know, They got the menus exclusive. Like I said, the Matrix. That's where's it at. Black owned. Show you love. You know? Everybody, good energy. You know, show up, give it a try. And you know, you could always say, if someone asks you if you ain't never been there, be like, yo, you been there before? They ask, nah. I seen dudes on YouTube, they was talking about the Matrix. So I wanted to see what it's about. It looked like it was good, you know. Shout them out, let them know. Let them know, yeah, YouTube dudes, it's popping. You know, we're gonna get there one day. You know, we're gonna have a sit down, we're gonna record it with all the gentlemen sitting around the table eating in the VIP. Other things happen. They got other parties that happen. You can rent the VIP out. The Matrix was happening in Harlem, 127, 126th Street. What's that? Lennox 775?
Yeah.
Across the street from Sylvia's.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, it's across the street from Sylvia's on the downtown side. 126, 127 Matrix. Where's it at?
All right, y'all. Y'all heard it, B. L Famous Wild Bill, man. We here, man. Go check the channel. Go check BX Wild Bill. Go check the L Famous channel. Go check my old stories. Go check the interviews I just did the other day with Wild Bill. They already at numbers. The first one is already at 3K. You heard? The next one is already at 3K. You heard? So go check me and Wild Bill, B. Let's get it, B.
Get it. Bill. BX Wild Bill. One. Peace. Salam alaikum.